Hello, my name is Jill and I'm a high school counselor. The purpose of this video is to address the primary assumptions of andragogy as it is demonstrated in the book The Adult Learner by Knowles, Holton, and Swanson, 2015. I will then explain how these assumptions will be incorporated into my final instructional video for this class. In my final video, I will be talking about anxiety and will give suggestions on ways to reduce anxiety in the classroom. Now let's look at the 6 assumptions of the andragogical model. The first assumption of andragogy is the need to know. This assumption addresses the question, why is it important to me? We want to know the benefits of learning information. In my instructional video, I will address this by explaining to the viewer that anxiety is very prevalent in today's classroom, meaning that it is likely that each class has at least one student who suffers from anxiety. The suggestions I give can help the teacher make the learning environment more conducive for these students, which will also help the student succeed in the classroom. The second assumption is the learner's self-concept. Learners need to feel a sense of empowerment or control over their own learning. In my video, I plan to give suggestions such as additional readings, maybe the book Anxiety and Depression in the Classroom, and other helpful resources for them to be able to continue their own learning if they wish. The third assumption in andragogy is the role of the learner's experience. Adult learners bring great experience to the classroom. By sharing experiences, students will be actively involved in their own learning and can learn from each other. In my video, I will draw connections to the learner's experiences in the classroom, as I'm sure most students have experience with students with anxiety or at least high stress in their classroom. Hopefully, all teachers will be able to think back on their own experiences and make their own connections as well. The fourth assumption is readiness to learn. It is important that the learner has foundational knowledge before digging deeper into a topic. Readiness to learn can also be developmental as well. Learners must be developmentally ready for the content before they can begin to learn it. In my video, I will provide some basic facts about anxiety, such as age of onset, signs and symptoms, etc., to be sure that my audience has that foundational level of knowledge. The fifth assumption of andragogy is the orientation to learning. Orientation to learning is making learning relevant to real-life situations. We need to know how this learning can be useful to us and how it can be applied to situations that we encounter. I will do this in my video by providing suggestions that teachers can implement into their classroom to hopefully help reduce stress anxiety in their classroom, such as simple breathing techniques. The sixth and final assumption of andragogy is motivation. Motivation can be intrinsic or extrinsic. As adults, we are responsive to both, but more likely to respond to internal motivators, whether it be continued growth of knowledge, specific things such as job satisfaction, quality of life. There are many motivators. We want our learning to benefit us in some way. In my video, I will provide different motivators for learning this material, such as benefiting students in the classroom, aiding in student success, or even just bettering your teacher evaluation. Hopefully, in this video, I have clearly illustrated the 6 assumptions of andragogy and explained how I will incorporate them into my final instructional video. Thank you.